year, and I absolutely love the committee. It's the reason that I got so involved in AS and IB, so I'd love to be part of it still. I'd also like to get more actively involved in the I Love Vista Attendance Union. I haven't really been as involved as I'd like to, and I'd like to push myself to work towards more issues by enacting those changes around tenants' rights that I mentioned earlier, such as incentivizing fair leases. So once again, my name's Beatrice, and I'm running to be your EVPLA of the Open People's Party.
Hi, my name is Daniela. I'm running for EVPLA with the Democratic Process Party. If not elected, I will continue to do what I've been doing. Like, to be real. I've been working on the Right Man Landlord project since I even had a position in any organization, so definitely I'm going to get that off the ground and make sure that that is a project that stays alive. Also, I want to focus on getting funding for the signs that I proposed to be in Isla Vista. I think that those signs need to happen. They need to be important for making sure that the resources are available for students and that they know about CAPS, that they know about the rape crisis line, and they know about the CSO escort line. Also, similarly to Beatrice, I'd like to get more involved with Isla Vista Attendance Union because I actually was a case manager for the Isla Vista Attendance Union fall quarter of this year. However, I am a student. I had 4 jobs at the time, and I just couldn't maintain all the commitments that I wanted to maintain. So I would like to reinvest myself in that space, if not elected, and just really focus on housing justice because that's been one of my top priorities here at UCSB. Again, my name is Daniela, and I'm running with the Democratic Process Party.
Alrighty, as an executive officer, how do you plan to increase student interest and participation in AS as a whole? We'll start with Daniela for 1 minute.
Hi, my name is Daniela, again running with the Democratic Process Party. As an executive, I would really focus on making sure that students are aware of different resources and abilities to access different authority figures and folks who have power. I don't think a lot of students know this, but Doreen Farr, who is our representative on the county board, she has office hours once a month at Coffee Club. But how many average students actually know about that? Like, I am heavily involved in Isla Vista, and I really wasn't totally aware that these were always happening up until last year. So I think that this is really, really important that we focus on making sure that we are public and making sure that we are telling people about these issues. Additionally, I like to hold forums, much like this one in the hub, where average students can be walking around and just know that their executives are around, that they're available, that they're here. I think a lot of the problem is that we are not publicizing AS resources enough, and we are not publicizing the ability that students have to engage with AS. Again, my name is Daniela, and I'm running with the Democratic Process Party.
I'm Beatrice, and I'm running to be your next EVPLA with the Open People's Party, and I think that it is important to really publicize the many different resources that AS has. I've been involved in AS since my first year, and some people don't know about these resources, and they're great resources. But more than just publicizing them, I think it's really important to actively empower and engage students. And so we had a lobby visit this year to the County Board of Supervisors. Not that many people knew about that. So what I want to do is I want to get more students involved in lobbying the Board of Supervisors by bringing more students and bringing students that aren't already involved in Associated Students. There are a lot of organizations that are not within AS that still do a lot of great work, and I want to make sure that they're also included in the conversations. I also want to bring more students to County Board of Supervisors meetings. I've been to a few of them, but I just went because I'm interested. But I want more people to come because they should really know what's going on. I want to make sure that we break down the legal jargon when talking about what happens at these board meetings. I agree that it's important to have elected officials talking about these issues, but more than that, we should really make sure that we're amplifying student voices. I'm Beatrice, and I'm running to be your EVPLA with the Open People's Party.
How do you plan to work with the UCSB Greek community, and in what ways are you going to do that? We'll start with Beatrice for 30 seconds.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, sorry. How do you plan to work with the UCSB Greek community?
So I'm Beatrice, and I'm running to be your EVPLA with the Open People's Party. So the Greek community is a little over 10% of our population, but that doesn't mean that they don't deserve representation. And so I think it's important for us to continue providing financial support and funding their philanthropies, but more than that, I think it's important for us to engage the rest of the ILEPSA community, students that are non-Greek and students that are members of the community that are not students, so that they are actively working together to make our community a better place. So once again, my name is Beatrice, and I'm running to be your EVPLA with the Open People's Party.
Hi, my name is Daniela, and I'm running with the Democratic Process Party.
Yes.
I want to more than just engage students in Greek life. I want to serve students in Greek life. Something that I think is really important for students in Greek life is knowledge of the different noise ordinances that can affect them during big party weekends. One program I want to implement is the noise ordinance program, where instead of getting a hefty fine for violating a noise ordinance, Greek organizations can actually take a class as a whole on safe partying. So that's one thing I really want to do to serve Greek organizations. My name is Daniela, and I'm running with the Democratic Process Party.
Alright, we're going to finish up here. So closing statements. We'll give you each 2 minutes, and then we'll be done. So Daniela, why don't you start us off? 2 minutes.
Hi everyone, my name is Daniela, and I'm running for the Democratic Process Party for the EVPLA position. I want to close with saying that I'm first a student. And as a student, I recognize all the different issues we have to deal with just trying to survive in this institution. Trying to pay outrageous tuition, trying to pay outrageous rent. Again, like I mentioned before, I had 4 jobs during fall quarter, and that was just unmanageable for me. So what I want to do is really focus on making sure that students don't have to end up in those kinds of conditions like I was, and really make it so that students have resources and know about the resources available to them. I think it's important that we recognize that a lot of times AS can be inaccessible, and I think that we need to focus whichever party wins needs to focus on really publicizing what is available. I think that housing justice is super important. I think that racial justice is super important. I think that listening to communities who are organizing and already doing work should be AS's #1 priority. I think that this idea that some folks can speak for communities is just not okay. I think that we really need to focus on those communities speaking for themselves and organizing for themselves with the support of AS. I think also we need to be respectful of those communities' wishes and recognizing that communities may not necessarily want to work with the police. We need to be recognized that we need to foster a positive community image so everyone can feel safe. I think that all of these issues are really important, and what I plan on implementing as your external vice president of local affairs. Again, my name is Daniela, and I'm running with the Democratic Process Party.
So I'm Beatrice, and I'm running to be your EVPLA with the Open People's Party. And I think that more than anything, we should be talking about providing student input and empowering students and empowering the rest of the community. We have a lot of really great resources. We really should be listening to what communities have to say, but more than anything, we should be empowering them to be involved, making sure that they are involved in the decision-making processes instead of just having them hear about things later. I think that part of my platform is to make sure that we are actively engaging large numbers of students and large numbers of people who are not students, making sure that not one voice dominates another, making sure that it is a collaborative effort. I think that I understand what people are saying about not wanting to work with certain organizations, but also I think that it's really important for us to collaborate and find ways to work around our disagreements, because if we don't collaborate, then nothing's going to get done in our community. We've had an adversarial relationship with law enforcement for a really long time, and we have a really unique opportunity to really engage them and tell them what our concerns are versus what their priorities are. It's important for them to reassess what they're doing, but also important for us to hold them accountable. And it's important for everyone to have a say, everyone to have an equal voice, and make sure that what their opinion is respected, and furthermore that action is taken on what they are thinking. I really want to institute a lot of really long-term changes, like the Law Enforcement Advisory Board, like developing a community services district, providing representation for students, making sure that they have a voice, making sure that they are involved in what's going on in our community instead of finding out last minute, like at Deltopia. Making sure that what's going on in our community is something that we actively have control over and continue to have control over. So once again, I'm Beatrice, running to be your EVPLA, or External Vice President of Local Affairs, with the Open People's Party.
Alrighty, thank you, Beatrice and Daniela. I want to remind everyone to vote next Monday through Thursday on Gold. Thank you both, and stay tuned for the next forum, External Vice President of Statewide Affairs. Thank you.
Yeah, Daniela!